Hello, my name is Joy Robbins, a representative for the United Kingdom, and I will be narrating this presentation. There has been recent anonymous network activity before the summit, and I will be presenting the cyber risk assessment prepared by our cyber team. I will discuss and identify current security measures in place for the network and weaknesses within organization security that can result in exploitation and vulnerabilities or threats, attack vectors, attribution analysis, vulnerabilities, and recommendations that will assist Team UK with mitigating the network during the summit. It's important to know what security measures need to be implemented to ensure a protected system. In modern society, all businesses and organizations that use technology usually require authentication to preserve confidential information for both the business or clientele. Authentication is a process by which you verify someone's identity. It enables organizations to keep the network secure. Forms of authentication include multi-factor authentication, which is any multiple combination of PIN, password, or other form of ID; biometric authentication, which uses voice recognition, fingerprint scanning, or retinal scans; token authentication, the use of RFID chips pre-programmed with electronic verification; and transaction authentication, used when making purchases with debit cards or bank accounts. For example, a bank may alert the cardholder if they notice there is suspicious activity where there are multiple charges in different locations. While authentication is accessing secure accounts, authorization is the process of establishing a user who is already authenticated. It determines what a user is and not allowed to use, coupled with authentication so the server can have concept of who is requesting access. Levels of authorization roles can include the database administrator, security administrator, workload management, and database authorities. Access control is a combination of authentication and authorization with additional security measures. Three classifications of access control are discretionary access control, which is the least restrictive; mandatory access control, which is used within businesses that require a higher level of security; and role-based access control, most common with businesses established by system admin who designates desired authorization to personnel, making sure the person has access. Security threats are everywhere, and their effectiveness depends on how vulnerable a network is. Vulnerability is a flaw in security which permits an assault on a network. Security weaknesses can vary by business or information and divided into three categories: people, technology, and policy. People is usually human error, social engineering, and insider threats, whether it be malicious or accidental, such as leaving computers unlocked, having weak passwords, or opening malicious emails or links. Technology can include outdated software or failure to back up important data, and policy or processes is failure to present clear direction. Identifying the attacker is the first step to identify an attack vector. Attack vectors enable hackers to exploit system vulnerabilities. You have active attack vectors such as hardware, software, operating systems, telecommunications, and human factors. The Vulnerability Assessment Matrix outlines the areas of concern for the organization and ranks them by levels of impact: low, medium, or high. The matrix also provides information on attack vectors and each vulnerability, followed by mitigation steps. Mitigation is defined as the action of reducing the severity or seriousness of something. Mitigation with technology still applies. Effective mitigation requires that we all understand local risks, address them, and invest in long-term effectiveness. To assist Team UK, here are the following mitigation steps we recommend to secure our network. Update policies and conduct quarterly meetings with personnel to refresh policy standards and areas of improvement. Educate personnel and invest in security training. Make sure software is up-to-date patches, antivirus software, back up critical data, and implement multi-factor authentication. This concludes our cyber risk assessment by Team UK. We hope you enjoyed this presentation.